Hello, you're watching VNA Bulletin from Hanoi. Here come the headlines.
South Africa seeks science technology links with Vietnam. Vietnam attends the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings in Malaysia. Floods triggered by torrential rain kill 6 in northern provinces.
Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải is on an official visit to South Africa. The visit aims to strengthen the traditional friendship and multifaceted cooperation with the African country.
At the August 2nd meeting with South African Minister of Science and Technology, Grace Nadali Madisa-Pandor in Pretoria, Deputy Prime Minister Hải underlined the significance of science technology in Vietnam's economic restructuring and well-being. He appreciated a memorandum of understanding on science, technology and innovation cooperation signed between the two countries' ministries of science and technology during his visit. Pandor presented some of her country's scientific and technological strengths, such as biotechnology application in healthcare, agriculture and energy. At a separate meeting, CEO of the Rotec Group, Peter van der Bijl, introduced his firm's flagship products that are relevant to Vietnam, including modern radio devices which are able to detect and issue disaster warnings appropriate for Vietnam's geography and climate. Also on August 2nd, Hải met with a representative of the Karan Beef Group, Matthew Karan, who presented his company's capacity in cattle raising and beef processing and its aims for cooperation with Vietnam. Deputy Prime Minister Hải asked the Vietnamese Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to consider Karan Beef's proposals on affiliation with Vietnamese businesses. During his stay, Deputy Prime Minister Hải also had a meeting with representatives of the Vietnamese embassy and the expatriate community.
A Vietnamese delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister Lê Hoài Trung attended the ASEAN Plus 3 Senior Officers Meeting and the East Asia Summit Senior Officers Meeting in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on August 3rd.
The events were part of the 40th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings. Senior ASEAN officials and those from China, the Republic of Korea and Japan discussed the agenda for submission to the ASEAN Plus 3 Minister meeting, scheduled to take place on August the 6th. During the East Asia Summit Senior Officials meeting between 10 ASEAN member states and China, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia, India, New Zealand, Russia and the US. Panels discussed the developments of East Asia's current cooperation mechanism, especially since Russia and the US joined in 2011. Officials will call for the region to support the establishment of the ASEAN community at the end of this year, while jointly addressing current challenges in East Asia and the Asia-Pacific at large.
Visiting delegates from the Government Inspectorate of Vietnam held talks with their Lao counterparts in Vientiane on August 3rd. A correspondence reports from Laos.
During the talks, Vietnamese Deputy Inspector General Trần Đức Lượng and Lao Deputy Inspector General Kham Suk Bunyavong reviewed their recent cooperation and experience sharing between the two agencies. They informed each other of their respective countries' anti-corruption efforts and inspection management in the first 6 months of this year. They affirmed that their links made Vietnam and Laos inspection initiatives more practical and effective, contributing to completing political tasks of the two agencies, as well as strengthening the Vietnam-Laos comprehensive cooperation. The Vietnamese side have trained Lao inspection officers while assisting two countries' provincial level inspection agencies in enhancing cooperative ties.
A delegation from the Laos Supreme People's Court, led by its Deputy Chief Judge Khamphra Sangdara, is paying a working visit to Vietnam to enhance bilateral ties between the two courts.
On August the 3rd, Sangdara was received by Permanent Deputy Chief Judge of the Vietnam Supreme People's Court, Bùi Ngọc Hòa, who said through the visit the two sides will tighten cooperation and share experiences in establishing and operating an administrative court in the People's Court system. Hoa briefed his guests on several legal documents which regulate the operations of the administrative court as well as on the Administrative Procedures Code. The Lao official said that the Vietnamese court's experience will help Laos build its own code of administrative procedures. Lao is planning to establish its administrative court, he stated, hoping to receive the Vietnamese court's assistance in training officials and providing reference documents.
Floods triggered by torrential rain at last weekend killed 6 and injured another 6 in northern provinces. We have more in the following report.
Among the dead, 2 are from Lai Châu, 2 from Lạng Sơn, 1 from Sơn La, and 1 from Bắc Giang province. The torrential rain flooded, damaged or destroyed 3,500 houses, inundated over 8,700 hectares of rice, and damaged more than 850 hectares of farmland, killing 11,600 cattle and poultry. Landslides occurred across a number of roads and washed away 12 temporary bridges. In an official dispatch, Prime Minister asked provincial people's committees and ministries to take measures to overcome the storm's consequences. The National Committee for Search and Rescue and Provincial Steering Committees for Disaster Prevention and Control were asked to closely monitor rain and flooding risks to make timely responses. The National Centre for Hydrometeorological Forecasting said rain will continue in northern provinces in the coming days, but the water volume is set to decrease.
All 4 Vietnamese students won medals, including 1 gold and 3 silvers, at the freshly ended International Olympiad in Informatics in Kazakhstan.
With these good performances, the Vietnamese team ranked 8th among 84 participating squads from all around the world and topping the Southeast Asian region. The Ministry of Education and Training said this is the highest result that Vietnam has recorded at the event since 2000. First held in 1989 in Bulgaria, the annual International Olympiad in Informatics is one of the most prestigious computer science competitions for school students in the world.
The government will not hold monopolies in electricity and petrol, excluding power transmissions, distribution services, hydroelectricity and nuclear power.
Insiders said Vietnam will have more electricity suppliers next year, giving local consumers a wide range of options instead of forcing them to buy from the state-owned Electricity of Vietnam Group, the sole supplier at the moment. According to the Electricity Regulatory Authority of Vietnam, the country will launch a competitive electricity market next year. The Electricity of Vietnam, or EVN, will no longer be the only unit buying from power plants and selling at prices set by the government. The Ministry of Industry and Trade is devising a detailed plan for the new market, in which power plants can sell to buyers other than EVN or directly to big consumers such as industrial zones and factories. The market will allow the establishment of private power businesses that operate as EVN, buying power from the market and selling it down to consumers. The prices will go up and down on supply and demand, but the government will set a cap.
Đắk Lắk province, the country's largest coffee producers, will replace more than 16,400 hectares of old coffee trees of low tree from now to 2020.
In this year's rainy season, farmers and companies in the province will replace 4,423 hectares of old coffee trees. Since 2011, the province has removed the old trees on over 15,700 hectares and planted new ones. It has the largest replanted coffee area in the Central Highlands region. Most replanted areas are Robusta coffee trees. Farmers and companies have used coffee seedlings from various varieties, which have a high yield of 4.2 to 7 tons per hectare a year. Đắk Lắk has strengthened inspection of the production of coffee seedlings and instructed coffee growers not to buy coffee seedlings without a clear label of origin. The province has petitioned the government to have preferential policies to replace old coffee trees, including soft loans and financial support for producing coffee seedlings.
The Foreign Investment Agency reported the property market attracted nearly $1.7 billion in foreign direct investment in the first 7 months of this year.
This figure accounted for 19.3% of the total FDI capital. The real estate sector took second place in attracting FDI capital during the period. In Ho Chi Minh City alone, 4 real estate FDI projects received an investment license, with total registered capital of $1.31 million. Experts forecast that FDI pouring into the property sector will see a surge by the year-end month, thanks to the amended law on housing 2014 and real estate trading, which allows foreign buyers and overseas Vietnamese to own houses in the country for 50 years.
Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải has ordered the implementation of measures to remove difficulties and promote the export of agroforestry aquatic products.
Accordingly, the State Bank of Vietnam will continue working with the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to effectively implement monetary policy management measures to increase business access to bank credit programs. The bank said it has specifically designed preferential credit programs to facilitate the manufacturing and export of agroforestry aquatic products. It also provides foreign currency loans for agricultural firms at reasonable interest rates and expands a government decree on supporting credit loans for agricultural and rural development, which took effect in July 2015. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, earnings from the export of agroforestry aquatic products in June reached $2.6 billion, bringing the sector's total export revenues in the first half of the year to $14.42 billion.
Comprehensive measures are being taken to preserve the integrity and authenticity of the Hue Relics Complex.
The efforts are part of activities under the management plan of the complex from 2015 to 2020, recently launched by the People's Committee of the Central Province of Thừa Thiên Huế. The plan aims to prevent the toll of natural elements on the relic sites, thus protecting their outstanding global values in a systematic and long-term manner. Under the plan, a legal framework will be built and analysis and evaluation of potential impact factors will be conducted to ensure effective management and protection of the complex. Programs and projects will also be developed and implemented to realize the targets set forth in the period. The Hue Relics Preservation Center will continue working with relevant bodies and localities to protect and maintain the relic sites in terms of their tangible and intangible cultural values, the beauty of the landscapes, the environment, and the livelihood of local residents.
The Central Province of Quảng Nam, in conjunction with the Hanoi-based UNESCO office, have launched a contest to raise public awareness about preserving the province's Hội An ancient town.
In the light of this, items submitted to the contest can include leaflets, portfolios, banners, posters, images of reports that are easily understood by tourists, declaring their rights while clarifying the role buying interest takes place in the World Heritage conservation. They also need to be well designed, environmentally friendly, and demonstrate creativity. The organizing board will collect and judge all the items. The top submissions are scheduled to be awarded in late September. Hội An, located in the central coastal province of Quảng Nam, is an old trading port that dates back to the 15th century. Its architecture and layout reflects the indigenous and foreign influence that meld together to produce the unique character of the town. The UNESCO recognized World Heritage welcomed 1.7 million foreign tourists last year.
That concludes our bulletin. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.